Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
To see what Skumond is doing, dragging into the way of the sapling, but good damage going down thanks to the ocean, and Skumond now at half HP, and KC just take the leash. No reset, not even a soft one. Thanks so much for the first strike.
Caps is very close at level 6 on mid-wave. You can see just nearly there.
Or second on the objective, they have tools to both hold their position and also retake a position, simply thanks to the power of Maokai.
Oh, flash burn though from Yike. Dissonance gets movement speed. And there's no phase rush there, but now for Yike, he'll just pop on top. He'll have his own nature's grasp. He's going to roll and catch two. Vladdy doesn't have much available. Caps is getting poked out, but again, he might survive on no HP. The shockwave was huge, but there's not enough damage in the kick yet. It's true shot barrage. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's rolling, and it
then he knocks him back as Targamas is engaging as well. A very few but significant execution errors result in G2 finding an outplay and getting first blood.
How painful is it that Caps twice now has gotten out on less than 100 HP, and Casey have nothing to show for it. Quite a lot burned there, and even though grubs are being taken, which will make 3 for 3, shooting through this and listening to what you guys have said, I look at this and, you know, with all the burst that comes out, and you talked about Maokai engaged before Vetty as well, if Aatrox finds something, he resets and he goes with it, as Vladdy will not be going anywhere. He's stuck in place. A shockwave hits him again. He flashes away though. It's a good counterplay. In comes Yike and bops down Lebrov. Caps has no mana to follow up on the play, and that's one for KC.
Side of the map just because the mobility that he has. Meanwhile, do you really feel confident?
Ooh, again, Caps is in trouble. Remember, there's no phase rush Oriana. He's just going to be dead. There's again a solar flare, a turn is possible. Zen has played in because Lebrov has nowhere else to go. He joined into Rome and wants the ignite down on Vladdy, but he won't get it. A third kill over to KC, and this time the punish goes well.
Lebrov thinking that he could get a cleanup kill at the end of it, but the Seraph's shielding provided by Vladdy helps keep him alive. And
So Yike, new versus the old. Bramble smash away. Call the Forge God going to be used. Vladdy is still low, but they turn for Yike. He's not tanking. He's got a Leandri's first, so he'll just talk down and chalk and meat. That's what he's made of. A shield into the wall. A shove brother as Kana is in the world ender, but he needs some kills. He needs a buff. He gets a knock up, and still Skumond in a lot of trouble, but Hans has joined in. It's a good match because Broken Blade has burnt down Vladdy. This is a carry on as KC and a choke will find a shutdown of their own. A searing charge a bit too short. Hans Summer still following, and Lebrov is now on the chase as well with his flashes and his blade.
That survivability is huge, but now on the Dragon, KC are in the area though.
They are, and the poke from Calista is very real. Low mana bar is worth looking at, but the Nature's Grasp is in the zone off G2. They get away before this turns into an engage. Second Dragon of the game over to KC, just like that.
Crucially,
I think this kind of furthers the point, right, guys? You're like, oh, Cap stepping forward here.
Well, look at the mini-map. I see Vladdy.
And he's got the ulti. I mean, this is the point. Dagger, you've never been more right, and you're right all the time. A seismic shove, Caps gets slowed down, and after that bit of glazing, we just have to watch Caps trying to play it out, the shockwave in a 1v1, but it's gonna get outnumbered real damn fast. A Magnet Storm to stop the blast. Conan Vladdy gets what he deserves. Now call the Forge God in mid-cliff, flashes away, but he's followed to Helm's Deep. He was followed. He gets out now because Skumond is just on the turret by himself. It looked good, but he's just like the Orc running into the wall. Broken Blade now in the corner as well. He's got to get out of there somehow. But how? This Orn over the wall wants to get out his TP. Is it there? It's cancelled. He tried to sneak out. You didn't see it in the corner of the eye, but he might be tanky, but how long does he survive this versus Leandri's Maokai and Kana now with his first item too. It's a slow death. It's like watching paint dry, but eventually you can touch the wall again. Surely. And Carter's going to get the kill. A second shutdown of the game for this Aatrox.
I mean, KC find picks across the map. KC attack Caps in a side lane. They also prevent the dive from happening in the mid lane, and they just find kill after kill. They are responding to G2's aggression with excellence and patience, and they find themselves with a 3k gold lead here in game 1. That's praised by overstacking with numbers. And so then they just conceded the rest of the map, and it allowed G2's fundamentals to consistently punish them. But this time around, I feel like KC
needed resources in this game.
But the Orin is the first move here, so that's why G2 are on Kalist.
Well, we hold it back for now, but Kalist, it's an easy miss. The sad B flies, and Nature's Grasp is going to do a hell of a lot more. The Weaver's Wall as well, zoning them off from Broken Blade. It's on the wrong side. He's a tank who has to flash, but now for KC, they look to the left. They find Chains, and Lebrov manages to get out until the last poke. And Ignite will take the tick.
G2 keep trying to cheat with Broken Blade in towards this mid lane, getting the fact that you have this Dead Man's Plate to move this Orin quicker around the map. But KC are responding so incredibly well, and Kalist so safe underneath this tower.
They get really scared every time they get caught.
Yike is always in the right place at the right time. Lebrov, wait, I don't think that won't save.
He's in the wrong place at the wrong time. A hail of arrows. Lebrov is dead in an instant.
And Dragon's up. This is the potential for the third Dragon for KC off the back of this. Caps is in base. TP nearly available for him, but I don't know how you try and fight this as G2 without Lebrov here.
Pick after pick, punish after punish. KC continues to build their lead. 3.8k is now the advantage that they find themselves with. And look at where a lot of that gold is sitting. Karna in the top side of the map, both mid and AD carry find themselves with small advantages. Atomization isn't that dramatic outside of the top lane matchup, but things are really starting to get scary for G2.
Weaver's Wall comes out yet again, and you say that indeed it is. Hansama now on the wrong side of dodge, followed up and dunked by Karna. He only gets shutdowns, he only pummels you into the ground, and KC's top laner, there is no way you can let him be the one who finds you as his flash was burned, but G2 lose again.
KC are everywhere in this game. They send Yike to take Dragon. They move Vladdy and Targamas to cover a potential Anakin turn, and now they're on top side again.
And now again, they're going to zone it out. Lebrov just knows he has to die for his 5th time in this grand final. A kill goes over to KC. Lebrov is dead. And Baron might not be up, but that Atakan is free taking.
It's pick after pick, and they're doing it so quickly. The vision that they have of G2 to catch Hansama, of all people, out was crazy. Really decisive action there from Vladdy as he cuts off the escape route from Hansama, sets up for Targamas to connect the Rel ultimate, and then Karna just closes it out. 3-0-1 now for the Aatrox, and a 2k individual lead over Broken Blade.
This is a pummeling. This is honestly the biggest beating G2 have taken all playoffs long, and KC are looking clean off the back of this. They've been in so much control this entire game.
And it's once again at the hands now of a Korean Aatrox. So, sorry to hit the wounds deep, but Karna, at the start of the split, we were talking backstage and how his intro into the LEC was insane, right? And of course, you know, he's 200 gold over. Meanwhile, KC are putting up the tempo, bringing in the push into mid, and Karna's trying to find the pick on Lebrov. Buys time, Solar Flare with the Zenith Blade as well. Karna pops the ulti though and wants to end somebody's world. It might for a game one if they find any more. As a reset imminent here, Karna looking for it as Lebrov finally gets out, this time burning his flash. G2 backing away now with the TP to bring in that rebirth Vladdy.
Oh, behind Thomas from Kalist, the shockwave!
No, the shockwave is good. However, remember that under turret, they're getting bodied. Skewmon runs in. Yike is happy to die here as Karna has run out of ulti. He has no chance but to go on in as a seismic shove. It's still good, and KC, even though it looked a little bit dicey, are trying to outplay the 5 at heart.
Potential flank right now. Caps is desperate for one more level. The 3rd point in his ultimate would be a lot of valuable damage.
Someone's going to be crying now. Engages there from Targamas. The seismic shove was brilliant as well. The King of Europe has the shockwave, but he's down. The Rebels advance, and forward they march with Karna at the helm. Onto Lebrov will get yet another. As the ulti expires, it matters not. There's still a kill in his back pocket. G2 with 3, KC with 4, Broken Blade with a seismic shove. That's going to send him to hell. KC in their opening game in the finals are kicking G2's ass.
KC are painting the town with the blue blood of G2, making sure that they don't get a look in as Soul is taken for KC.
Another fantastic game 1. We find ourselves with an interesting stat line as the King of Europe sits with a scoreline of 0-4-1, and he's going to be the target once more.
With a Nature's Grasp that lines the hallways, it hurts. Karna, you're right, in the best spot at the best time. A Call the Forge God might make it the worst of Solar Flare. He sent skyward. I take it back, maybe too high. As Red, obviously a lot harder.
I like this play. G2 have just reset only now. KC are going to be the ones to force this because, again, they didn't expend anything. The TP is going to come through from Karna. His ultimate's about to come off cooldown, and now the pressure is back onto G2.
But how fast is it going to go down with the lethality comp? You can see there, 5, 6, 5, and we're sitting at the edge now with Nature's Grasp as well. True Shot Raj going to scout it out, but it's going to be gone. No steal can do. KC run out as 5, and G2 want to punish like one of the most consistent mids, especially when Caps has had his ups and downs throughout the split.
Oh, yeah.
Vladdy has been someone worth talking about consistently. Feels like he holds together KC as even right now. The pressure around him mounts up and enables him to get that inner turret in bot moving to 7.
All the outer turrets, then the inhibitors, then try and get to a Nexus. So I think for G2, it is a start on the comeback road, whereas for KC, this could just end this game right here.
At least Baron getting its full value. You look at the Red Bull Baron power play and it just about finishes off this turret in mid. It would have been a second inner, I believe, from the total play. It would be such a statement as well. Let's not forget that, you know, we come in every split, we're like, it's G2 take on who? Who's the challenger this time? Is it Fnatic again? The BDS? We came in today and a lot of people are like, yeah, KC, the underdogs. Such a big statement piece for the opening game.
Separated from his team as the Elder starts off. Look at the positioning of Caps.
It's a nuisance, isn't it? True Shot Barrage gets some damage down. That's big from Hansama. Vladdy eats some of the fruit lettuce in the river. 6K is now the held. Nature's grabs the zone out. KC want to try and flip, maybe turn for the fight. True Shot Barrage, or rather the ult from the Ornn is disengaged from. Kana flashes and knocks down Broken Blade. And now he's got to reset. Fly, Kana, fly. Watch the Aatrox with Infernal. Once again, Rock Europe's world. Yes, Skumon got the Elder, but it doesn't matter. There was a steal, but I think KC stole our hearts first, as Hearts will die on top of it, and KC open up.
KC is looking to make the revolution a reality. They beat G2 in the team fight, and while they will be denied the Elder, they've set their sights on the base in what was a terrifying play from Kana, ripping apart the backline.
KC took a risk in the draft, and it has paid off massively. What a game one from KC to put themselves and their names forward.
10 seconds on Broken Blades.
Let's see. I've seen enough Nexus held. True Shot Barrage, or rather Chains of Corruption. Krillisa down. He'll survive this Solar Flare, but as Zenith's Blade in, LeBron trying to delay. Nexus is bare. He's dead. Everyone respawning at half HP. Kalist is autoing a flash away. And KC do it in style, but they get the job done in the opening game of finals.
Avoiding some of the dangerous 2 versus 2s, like I can see how a Corki Blitzcrank could be dangerous very early on into the game. And Lebrov is a player that, in his hands, this they want to try and make a dive happen of their own on the bot side of the map. The problem is, look at mid lane. As we talked about, Caps is able to get the priority, and so he's in a position to threaten the top side of the map as well with the 4-man dive. This ward coming out from Broken Blade, going to steal away some of the Krugs.
Yoink.
Yeah, and Targamas hasn't reset. Kana's on his own.
He didn't get level 3 from that, by the way. With the little yoink, Yike has to sap some experience from bot wave. Just worth the mention here is we know Cassante's going to be stronger. We know that Rumble ain't going to like this too much as the poke already starts coming through, zapping him down. Skumon takes an unnecessary turret shot, but still no ramp up just yet. The dive begins, the Rocket Fizz in the air, the roots are down. It's tanked up by Lebrov. He'll end up sending the hook, but first blood goes to Kana first.
But that's a disaster. Lebrov ends up taking the kill off the back of it. Kana should just be able to TP in, collect the majority of this wave, and Kana got the kill.
This week. And my concern with these comps is while they do have great scaling angles, because of course double AD carry, 3-item spikes, like it can do monstrous amounts of damage.
Not been to an international since 2021. I mean, how do you not talk about them? Here for KC, putting up a good argument, at least in this first game. Second game's not too bad either, as, well, there's an option here onto Vladdy. Caps has lethal tempo, flash, ulti, 1 auto away, you think, as Yike has drifted in, okay. I wonder if you know Tokyo, as Yike is going to get pulled back in. The ulti in reverse under LeBron, and here's Targamas. Pulverize him, take another one, my friend. See how it feels. Yike starts battering up. Yes, Targamas died, but I think KC were just making fun of them in that play.
1 for 1 off the back of it.
But of course, at half HP now makes it a bit difficult. KC is still on the dragon here, but there is a health disadvantage, and G2 won in.
Kana has TP though.
And the arrow sets it up quite nicely. G2 don't have an impale to work against, but the damage is there. Lebrov hit the fate seal onto 1 is enough. Layering down with the hot pot, and Kana lets them know. G2 on the retreat. The dragon now for free. And as Yike picks up that kill, Kana is going to get wild growth. He gets sent into the air, and Caps now firing on top of the top lane, who flashes away. Skumon trying to zone and get something out of it, because G2 desperately want a piece of the pie.
The dragon getting to about 50% HP. Skumon, confident with his HP, steps aggressively.
Doesn't have smite until about now, by the way, but it's too late. He won't go in. And the disadvantage from Yike is there as Caps almost popped himself. G2 have to be careful as they've lost yet a second dragon.
So another one team fight in favor of KC and immediately forces Hans Summer to back off. The flash comes through and it's just a nice collapses the engage.
Engages again, and remember again the follow-up we just talked about. Yike doesn't find anything though, and now Targamas is in fog of war, but that ain't a good thing. Kana gets poked out by Caps and Targamas is just going to die after the Unbreakable Will. Another kill over to G2. Target dies to Caps, and now top lane is a threat. Boy, he got him. Yoink! Just like a coin machine, except you actually got something. Broken Blade breaks the machine in the end, and as Kana dies, it's Yike left alone under this turret. 4 members with the Wild Growth underneath the Stranglethorns rather, and Yike wants to drift his way out, at least get a Heartsteel stack. The hook's going to miss. He's still buying time. However, he can survive. Yike with the ulti, that would be interesting, but the turret is about to die anyway. Heartsteel's all you can get, and the turret drops. So does he. G2 back in the game.
G2 had the TP advantage.
That's objective.
Good vision scouting as well. Dagny, you talked about that in the draft where Kalist just sees what's up and available, who is up and available as well. No one's nearby from G2. Lebrov is beelining it up. Skumon has to get off the Herald. The arrow is going to fly, but misses as Broken Blade starts the engage at 2.5k. It's taken by Yike. Easy hit of the eye as well, and they want to get out now with the eye in hand. But KC are thinking about better things. That's a kill. That's blood with teleport being burned from Vladdy. Root not going to connect either. G2 walk away empty-handed. KC... Well, about to set up. Lebrov not going to hook the Scorpion. He ain't going to hook the cow. He needs real meat here as Karmine
Rumble could be a good target.
Yeah, okay. Kill the Yordle, that's right.
So Rip Turtle immediately goes down because Dragon is up in 5 seconds. KC want to create this dual pressure for G2, but now they buy access to that river. Yes, there you go. Didn't want to try and go into that. That's a bit unfortunate though, because no charge now just takes so much of that pressure off of G2.
So waste of a Herald. Dragon starts up. And this is G2 drawing their line in the sand. Broken Blade gets poked out to start us off.
Yeah, they're just getting chipped away at. Can G2 actually gain space onto this Dragon, especially with Vladdy on the flank?
The arrow's already up for Kalist. They're just trying to buy time for that ultimate as Vladdy threatening Caps. Caps goes in.
He does go in, but 4 members still stay in river. Lebrov misses the hook there at 5k. The Dragon is still a ruse, still a bait. Kalist now with the ulti up, and with the equalizer too. G2 have to get away from the hot waters. Yike tries to run him around as the arrow zones out Skumon. They go for the flip, they go for the take, and they find it. KC are now on soul point. G2 once again walking away like the John Travolta meme.
With the position that they have and the HP advantage, they can set the sights on the mid-tier 1, and I don't think KC can do much to respond. Pings are coming down onto the side lanes as Kana quickly tries to go bot to push that one out. He's indecisive though because he recognizes that G2's already moving into the bot side jungle, so he can't afford to overstep.
Especially as Lebrov is starting to move down, so he can't really get access to it. I think for Skumon, getting access to these places is so difficult, and it's why we're seeing it's Caps who's down on the side lane.
Yeah, who all ins, wants to reset as well. The damage is big. Ulti's away. Vladdy might be in trouble, but the Q dodge, the ulti dodge. Caps rocket jumps out, TPs to bring the play into fruition as Kana just ult him down, but he has to flash in and burn him right into the ground. A shutdown is big as Broken Blade is now caught between 4 members, ordering attack him down, slowing and slowing and slowing. That's what the Ashe does best. But G2, as they kite back, now have an Arakan to think about, has the rest of the map to consider. The play works out, and KC at least taking Caps down.
KC collapsed better and managed to pick off Caps on the back.
Sprint at him at 600 MS, so that's something fun to watch out for as G2 invading bot side jungle. This is all the setup in a minute 45 for when that Dragon spawns, something they must take. Also for the turret as Lebrov misses the hook. Arrow as well under turret. Great buffer there, but Broken Blade was still stunned up actually. Must have just pressed it as the arrow came through. He still takes damage.
G2 don't get the tower. That's all 5 members committed for the bot side. And now you get the push in mid, but it's only just buying space for Vladdy on the top side. G2 trying to scramble, but mid lane turret, I think will fall. Maybe not. Kalist, no real Void Grubs coming back to bite them a bit. He's okay, he gets it.
Nicely done. 1k gold lead. The flow of this game changing again, but one thing
G2
remains.
has to try and retake, but Vladdy TPing in, and that's a dangerous TP spot.
I'm looking at items, by the way. Caps coming in with an Infinity Edge. Lebrov hooks in the Scorpion. The engage is there, but the Impale on the hot coals. Vladdy jumps in and makes it so easy. As right as rain, no. As fiery as hell for G2 as they lose Lebrov. KC with 5 members, low health bars, but the Dragon's still on their mind.
Broken Blade is low and he doesn't have TP to get back into the fight.
So
He's looking
Caps
for
as
a
well.
flank.
Look at Vladdy onto Hans. I'm almost popped in an instant. Kana is going to zone them off. An Infernal Soul. If you're thinking about the fiery belows, KC have just made it so.
It's a fiery bellow from...
Now onto Arakan. Listen in. It's being started by KC.
Well, I mean, thing for G2 was that they lost Yike. Yike went to KC, they lost Mickey, but
They did.
it's Yike now who's still standing, and he's had a fantastic series thus far. And a lot of people are looking at G2 saying, hey, they own the longest title record at 6,
so.
but it was with Yike that they got it. So
Yep.
Yike battling to take that record away from G2 and hold it as the longest standing player for that record.
Someone's
But it
walking away
starts
with
here.
7, right?
Yeah.
It's either Yike or it's G2 as an organization. At the very least, KC, they've just picked up Vatican. There's a TP being burnt. It's a double. But Yike, while he's under threat, remember, he can ulti out, he can die, and he'll still come back to life. But he wants to trade in the meantime. Onto Caps, Infernal Soul makes it strong. He gets out. I think there was a bit of a buffer. Goes back and almost takes them down. G2 had to play hard and fast for that rule as Skewmon died on the other side of the map.
End up getting the flash out from Vladdy, but as you rightly said, that's a
KC
pick.
have started up this Baron.
The only difference is not many ults available, but they can still turn and burn with their damage. And quite literally, Hansama's scared to walk in even with summoners available.
I mean, what does
KC
Labrov do here? Like, Targamas
question.
is just zoning him away from the objective.
It's gone.
That is an easy pickup, and KC with firm control over game 2, looking to put themselves... KC, 26 minutes in, and earlier we talked about how it felt like the flow of the game was in KC's control. Well, now they've got a tight grip as G2 fighting back.
The setup's in a really good area. The wild growth is there. Hansama might be able to do some damage, but Targamas isn't dying yet. Yike went a bit deep here, and I think the Cassante drew him in, so now he just has to die. He'll withdraw, but Hansama cannot. He'll flash, and he might die. Labrov under turret. He's dead. There's no second chances as KC run another into the ground.
Kalista's moving straight towards that bot lane tier 2.
Flash.
Vladdy just pushing in mid. But KC, they end up trading 1-for-1. Caps goes in.
He does go in onto Kalist. Caps definitely goes in, but he will not be going out. These are real death as Caps is down for 45 seconds.
There's a TP from Vladdy towards that top side. KC.
Probably a steal. Skewon gets his own blue buff, but while KC keep them busy, Kana makes mincemeat of the turret. Don't know how that works into your diet, but you can't digest that if you're G2, and I don't think you'll be able to digest this one either.
Vladdy continuing the push on the top side. Another tower going to be secured. Caps now respawns, but the mid tower as well, all across the board. KC pick apart G2.
7.5.
Kalist looking to zone them from the river right now.
Vladdy, who's on bot side though, he can actually look for this flank.
Labrov, hook onto Kana, so close, the arrow misses though. A relief for G2 as the flip doesn't work from Broken Blade either. Caps tries to poke, but Kana's is just that much more influential. Caps is running down mid though with a minion wave. He'll have the inside track and objective bounty. But KC, 10 seconds till the Elder spawns. They still have the river to themselves.
They don't really have a great engage though. Targamas needs to go for the flash, pulverize if he wants to set it up, but Vladdy now in mid.
And they're on the wrong side as well. Broken Blade already chunked to half HP. Yike zones him off. Targamas jumps on in. He'll be hooked in, but the Unbreakable Will makes it hard as the Equalizer is down as well. G2 running for their dear lives, which they'll have none of as Kalist takes one away. Hansama in the ground again. And G2 still being slowed. KC have every single tool in their arsenal to make sure that they go nowhere. G2 are hyped as the favorites, but KC throw that out the door.
KC just shepherd G2 to their deaths. The TP in from Caps to try and make magic happen.
But into Targamas, he's got to get a reset. He at least finds that. Yike is the next target. His old jungle friend as Broken Blade is separated from his mid laner. Vladdy gets ulted out. It's a Broken Blade ult that does a lot of work itself, and Vladdy needs to heal up and does so now while the rest of the fight is going too well for KC. It's just gold at this point for the blue wall.
G2 are throwing their bodies into that blue wall, hoping against hope that something will change, but that change is KC looking to go 2-0 against G2 in the LEC.
Caps is going to die here as well. There's an L to execute. Vladdy gets so close, picks him down. This is unbelievable.
2-0. I need to start thinking about game 3, because to turn this game around is going to be, I mean, nearly impossible.
Does feel like it, doesn't it? Every single response of a hook never goes well. I think we talked about it a bit in draft, but Labrov, this blitzcrank pick, has not been able to find the targets it wants.
And this is something where, unfortunately, if you're in that position, you start to fall behind. The hooks only go the opposite direction. TP now in the mid lane. G2 are looking to try and set up a pick on that bot wave, but they don't even care. KC know that they just want to use this Baron to the last remnants of the Elder Dragon to crack open the base.
And they'll do it with ease, won't they? It's almost an 11k gold lead. This game still feels like it's in the bin. for G2. They'll poke out as best they can, but look at the top wave being shepherded in by Karna, the level 16 Rumble, who obliterated the lane thanks to the swap, and he's never let go of that grip on Broken Blade's neck.
The siege coming into the top tier 3 tower. Few defenses remain as the base falls apart.
Arrow's blocked, but Broken Blade still gets chunked. Elder's down in 5 seconds. Vladdy tries to jump in and get an execute, however quick it may have been, but denied. Elder's now gone, but Baron's still there. The damage on the Nexus turrets is real.
Here comes the Rumble ult.
Equalizer is beautiful. Korean Rumble feels just like Korean Aatrox to G2. The fate sealed from Vladdy as he pulls out yet another Theos ultimate. Vladdy on a killing spree. KC on a tear. And all I can ask Europe right now as they kill and take away the champions of old is, are you feeling blue?
Draft here.
Oh, I love Casey's draft.
I
think especially the Rakan pick was just so good and really tied it together. It really shows what we like about Casey when targeting was on engage.
Where are we keeping our...
In terms of gold, a slight advantage building in his favor, and the same can be said in mid as Caps continues to keep the push up. Yike hovering around bot means that Casey could be looking for a play.
Their centers is not connecting. Casey playing with it a little bit, and with the fog of war, Yike was just spotted. So they know he's there. It was on the edge of vision as well, as you get a picture towards the mid.
Cops, though, because they're still playing very far up. Rob doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't know.
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe it's just an observer thing. LeBron did walk up. He flayed, but he's just dead. First blood to KC.
All this has done is really equalize the gold as G2 set their sights on the top side of the map. Caps has the ulti available.
True, and Skewmon beelining there as well. There's good damage.
Karna's
Rumble going to be used. You're right, Karna, but no Mega Gnar. He flashes away, and he's going to build out that bar. He will be able to hold in the wall. Fear Beyond Death as well set up, and Karna into the grinder. Broken Blade makes him a crab.
This is
And now
exactly...
Skewmon going to instead take one grub on top side, move towards Dragon. The Dragon stacking has been KC's win condition throughout this series, so Skewmon basically trying to right those wrongs down and say, I need to start this and take this away to enable us to play on sides, to cross-map and use these semi-globals that we have.
And Handsummer doing a good job of keeping bot lane pushed in. Caps again with the prior on mid lane. Vladdy regroups with the team as a root comes through from Kalist.
I mean, Handsummer, a bit of damage there. He walks into a trap. He has to cleanse away Handsummer. From your mother.
He's clean with it. Gets the headshot. But the dragon is stolen by Casey on the other side.
But there is a dark passage. The plate isn't in there. Caps gets a rune prison. He runs into the Chaos Storm. Vladdy walks back for the lost chapter, so he's got some damage to play with. But the Chaos Storm is simply a zoning tool while Wind becomes lightning and Caps becomes up, then down. Skewmon over the wall. It turns into a scrap. Everybody's dying. LeBron's getting low, but Skewmon can't go back in because he knows he too will perish. Vladdy's going to get a kill. You make it a double. Do you want to upgrade to the triple cheeseburger, sir? No, says Casey. Handsummer already towards his first item at the very least, as G2 thinking about how they can position to make 3 grubs out of 1 currently. Dark Passage set up, Chaos Storm down, he's got Blackfire Torch. This Victor's stronger than you'd think he'd be. Onto LeBron, the flash is at least negated, but Vladdy got another kill. 3 here for the Greek God. Wind becomes lightning, becomes a flash for Skewmon. KC are going to take these with glee.
Still though, Narc has to try to escape Kana and early running in towards Broken Blade there, so KC, they pick up the kill. As LeBron goes that little bit too far forward, but Caps now.
Be caught out. There's going to be a Mega Gnar here as well. He doesn't have his flash from the last fight. He's into the wall and stuck there. A second time, Kana ordering him away. Lands on his head, and Caps gets clapped as Kana's going to be into the grinder. That's good, but Vladdy's not done yet. The knockup is he's low on mana and can't find anything apart from an auto.
Per kill, like it was 25 and then they nerfed it. But the fact that he's been involved in 5 kills, Skewmon has used the ultimate. He set his sights onto Vladdy.
Oh, Vladdy's in a lot of trouble, but the Chaos Storm setting down will help out a little bit, but Vladdy in the middle of 3, you can't do anything about that. At least the Chaos Storm is going to get something after the back, and while he's dead, Vladdy gets another shutdown. Death sentence misses here. Caps kites back, and he's looking for his old jungler, and he kites away. Lebrov gets that one as G2 in front of the Dragon. Level of Purge, the W the max first. No mana, no problems, always on in a fight as well. You just got to wait for the shotgun knees to refresh us all. Broken Blade 2-1 and 2. He's the one who's taken the most kills so far out of G2 as this Dragon still in contest at 2.8k, and KC thinking about how they get in.
Vladdy's ultimate is nearly up. They're just trying to find time. Stolen again!
I feel like he's just smite king this split. How many times Does Yike just walk into the game? Is still so even.
I love how aware KC are of the win conditions from G2 though. Look at where Pantheon and LeBron were. They are immediately moving down to this bot side to threaten a dive on towards Kana. Kana shifts completely out of that vicinity and says, no, we will trade towers on opposite side of the map. We are giving you nothing in this game. And this is where G2 are just kind of getting stumped. They don't know where they're supposed to be to try and force these plays. Kalista does need to be a little careful on the mid wave though, as there's several members of G2 here, and one hook could be a disaster.
Lebrov's waiting to send it out, walks to the turret, Death Sentence connects. No dive there. Celestial Blessing will be down as well as Hansama shows his face. But remember, the only thing here now is a Herald that G2 start while they push top and reset. So for G2, they hold control over top.
The most vulnerable points for KC are when they are trying to split across all 3 lanes, because you are very vulnerable both as Mininar and Victor to try and protect these side waves. That's why we're seeing KC, yes, they have Khan on the bot wave, but they're trying to clump up as 4. They look for the mid lane turret, and they're just not trying to give G2 opportunities to use the double ultimates that they have.
But it will be a 2-for-1 trade. Broken Blade's going to get top, but Kana, I think, just gets bot.
Yeah.
I think KC's overall quite happy with this, just because it's likely that G2 will then use the Herald to secure mid, so ultimately it'll just be all of the outer towers looking to fall. 3rd tower goes down for KC. Oh no, they're committing to top. They want to keep pressure on one side of the map.
Artemis in for a flank. Lebrov hooks him out. There's the zone in a turret, definitely more valuable. So the long con play for G2 works out as they get out with it. And Hansama, he's over a trap right now, but they group up as 5.
My only issue with that is I feel mid tower gives you so much access into the jungle.
That's true.
Which I think is very important for G2's composition that wants to attack side lanes. Targamas will get hooked.
A Death Sentence is going to be taken in. The Dark Passage down as well. The box laid bare, but away they get separated. Yikes, ulti was brilliant. The new KC jungle, the old blood from G2 has to tell them to go away while Kana, an inner turret of his own making his out while Hansama's on the run. Wind becomes lightning, and Hansama Flash is now gone.
TP onto the bottom side from Caps just to try and keep the tier 2 alive, but Kana has his own reinforcements coming and Caps might be in trouble.
That's going to Meganar against the wall. He'll find himself the turret. Is he going to give any redistribution of damage instead? Caps dies. Vladdy is 6-1-2 versus the mid lane.
Trying to contest this, and again, Dragon stacking. 3rd Dragon potentially here for KC as G2. How do you try and force this? Targamas has a great flank position here.
But let's see, because Dragon's not done yet. Great ulti from Yike as well. Death Sentence on the Dragon, but it's again the Smite King of Winter. Oh my God! Korean Jackno! Blow G2 apart!
Kana, that was unbelievable! You just connected a 5-man ulti onto G2 and wiped them off the map!
G2 disappear in the blink of an eye. As KC have been clean, they have been quick, they have responded where they need to. And G2 look lost against this team.
Nothing good happens to Europe in the bot lane. Nothing good happens to G2 in the bot lane. And while they might find mid-turret, while they might stem some of the bleeding that has moved to 5k, now 4, Artican's gonna die. Kalista's defending this. Bit of wave clear, and at least G2 are trying to get some gold back on the map, but the turret not going to be hit any further. The wave's gone, the curtain call out as well. Hansama wants to get away the quick.
If they can get a shutdown onto Vladdy, it would be huge, and he may have overstepped.
Artican, remember, will give him a revive. He's looking for the wave, but he'll be catched, caught. He'll go golden, but there's Enforce coming in as well. Vladdy might die, but again, with Atakan, TV going to be burned up as well, but G2 is still running away from this. Even after the teleport from Broken Blade, that crab's got to go rave somewhere else. Deadly throw from Kliss is clean, and Kana setting up to do it again, but instead the knockup's there, and Kana hits them all once more. No, you cannot. He screams into G2's ears. It's KC's new day.
KC just threw the G2 legacy out the window with that ultimate from Kana. The team fighting has been clean, and with that, they are running towards the base. It won't end here, but the stab wounds are bleeding from G2.
With all the gold in their pockets, it may as well be G2
towards the mid
down.
lane from Vladdy, though. G2 are trying desperately to get on towards this Dragon, but they've left their base very vulnerable as a result. Hansama has to go, and now it's 4v5.
KC are enclosing on them. Yike with the perfect ulti as well, and Targmas just charms up. Skumon can't get out alive, and Kana is about to go mega once again. Will fly in and smack them down. Know your place and kneel. KC challenging the kings, changing dynasties, and changing the fate of Europe. Legends channeling into the base. It is a blue day. A day for the old Kings to finally kneel from 10th place to finalists. From last place to the first stand. Karmine Corp are your new Kings of Winter 2025 with the Nexus exposed.